those who really want to become what they plan to be, simply entrepreneurs. Without wasting time, because our facilitator is already in the room, and moreover, he's very busy, and so he's going to have an intensive with us. So I want to take your Bible, your paper, to take in some wisdom to navigate entrepreneurial dream to a place of success. I think I saw, okay, he's back in the room. We will not waste time. It's 1 minute after 10. Without much ado, I'd like to welcome Coach Solomon Aliu, so you can take the session with us. It's always a pleasure to have you. I can never forget the word you share with us, the convergence and the divergence. For me, it's been my song, and I'm exploring deep into what it takes to divert, think differently, and arrive at a place where I begin to converge them for meaningful impacts. So join me this morning and welcome Dr. Solomon B. Aliu, our coach this morning. Good morning, sir. Are you okay? I need to mute you, unmute you, yes. I have done, sir. I've done that.
Okay, fine. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can see your screen.
But can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
As many of us that want to put on your video, it'd be nice, because the recording will only capture those who have their video on.
So I needed to be sure if you can hear me.
We can hear you, sir.
We can hear you, sir.
Yes, loud and clear, sir.
Okay, I think it's Dr. Sam that can't hear me. I need to be sure you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Okay, Dr. Sam, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, beautiful. Now, good morning, everyone. This is not I discovered that the class is not everyone that is here. So forgive me, I think there was a little misunderstanding. I didn't understand when Dr. Sam, I need to apologize for this, was saying that I'm going to meet with you again. I didn't know it was the following day as it was scheduled. So I actually was thinking is another week or so. So I told him I may not be available. I misunderstood that. But nevertheless, I used that particular time to create another session on video. You can look out for the link on creativity and innovation. I think it has been shared in the group. So there's so much we needed to discuss. You know, the last time we had this session, what we did was we created more time for discussion. And some people actually missed the discussion. They took the discussion from creativity and innovation and dabbled it into, you know, the waste discussion we're talking about, which wasn't really bad, but our emphasis was supposed to be on creativity and innovation. So permit me to talk as much as I can. I was supposed to do 30 minutes, but I was stretched because I was able to talk to the people I was having meeting with, so that I stretched. And of course, it will be more useful moment together. So before I go ahead, I just need 1 or 2 persons to unmute and say, what do you think when we say creativity and innovation? I want us to be on one page. What comes to mind? You can raise your hand. Okay, Saidu.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm good.
So
After
the way
Saidi, we'll have Sadiq. Sadiq, all right, go ahead.
the word creativity, what I understand is the ability of a person to create any activities which is useful to human being.
Okay, thank you, Saidu. Thank you for that.
Well done,
So
sir.
let's
Well done.
listen to. We will not have much people talk this morning, so that I can share as much as I can. Sadiq, you're up.
Okay, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yeah, to my own understanding, creativity is like conceiving idea in your mind, and innovation is like giving birth to the idea so that you can have something physical to present. That's it, sir.
Beautiful. I love that. Thank you so much for that feedback. So let's listen to Elizabeth.
Good morning.
Good morning.
By the way of our lectures last week, and what I've deduced from this creativity and innovation is when you create something out of nothing, or when you create something from a particular problem, to solve a problem, or you create something, a good idea, that is what I mean, to solve a problem. That is what I mean by creativity.
Okay, beautiful. So let's have the last two share your own idea. Love and
Okay.
Mustafa will be the last person. Go ahead, Love.
Okay. For me, creativity is the ability to bring a thought, an idea out. Then innovation is the ability to bring that idea into reality.
Beautiful. I love this. I love all definition, but there's something about Love's definition that added more color. Thank you so much, Love. So Mustafa, let's listen to you, then I continue.
Okay. Good morning, Doctor. Creativity, product idea concept or prototypic that. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. You are amazing English. You know,
Okay.
you must be a great inventor and innovator. Go ahead,
Hello.
Mustafa.
Creativity emphasizes the generation of original and concept imaginative concept or solution.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. There's something very important. Let me pick it. Thank you so much, Mustafa. So let's continue. Maybe if there's a little time, we'll add up. There's something Mustafa said about concept. It could be new concept. It could be new. Now, I just needed to give us just a little breakdown as I continue so that we see how creativity and innovation tend to grow in people as it relates to us seeing it in physical manifestation. Right now, I believe some of you have children. If you don't have children, maybe you're not married, or even you are married and you don't have children, I'm sure at a particular time, you were once a child, you were once a baby. But as you grow up, remember, the things that come into you, the things that are exposed around you, have a major influence and can have a major impact around one's creativity and innovation. That's not what we're discussing, but I just needed to digress to help us see how some of these things are being built. Now, as a child, most times when a child is growing, is the instruction he receives from his father, from the people within community, and all that puts together that form their concept. And when a concept is wrong, it can affect the creativity part. When the precepts rather, because what a child picks from early childhood is usually precept. They don't know much. So it's what they told them, what they read from books, what they heard from class. These things put together form what we call concept. And in the same manner, when you are coming up with an idea, product idea or service idea through creativity, it begins first almost like a precept. Some of the great ideas, when the people behind those ideas started sharing it, it sounds like stupid. Most great ideas were stupid in its first state. But over time, they are developed into a concept that will be well interpreted by people to be able to now ascertain. Even most times, when it is even clear, some people still doubt it. How can a man, where in the whole world, everybody is using lantern and candle, and he said he will produce a light by the switch, once they on it, there will be light. It's something unimaginable, but that's what creativity and innovation does. You see? And that's why there are many, later on we're going to be talking about grants, but there are many platforms in the world. I even have some lists of grant platforms. I don't know whether some of them still exist, but I think I still have some list of grant organizations that give grants almost every year. But they give grants to individuals and businesses and teams that have developed a product, and they are further developing it to another level that's more or less like a growing fund kind of grant, or startup grant like Tony Elumelu and the rest. Now you see, no idea just came out of nothing. It must come out of someone's ability to think through and someone's ability to take what they have thought into something tangible. Sometimes it may not be just something tangible. It could be something that is already tangible they are trying to improve. And that's what creativity and innovation does. I'm just reintroducing the session once again. Now, it's important I show us this particular slide. If you look at the slide in front of your screen right now, you notice one side of the screen is called high-income countries. Then the other side of the screen, we have what we call low-income countries. Have you ever wondered why? How is it that with a lot of intelligent people in Nigeria, we're not forging ahead? We're not making so much progress in terms of creativity and innovation. Why is it only that the developed nations are only nations where we have things moving smoothly? Why is it more easier for creativity and innovation to work out more intently in developed countries or high-income countries? Now, this is just a point to ponder. We're not going to dwell so much here, but I want to just show us some few things. Now, if you look at the high-income countries from the graph I'm showing us, you will notice there's on the horizontal side of the scale, you have micro, SMEs, and large. The same thing for the low income. Then to the y-axis, which is the vertical part, you have number of firms, which are numbers of businesses or number of companies. You will notice for micro, more of the low-income countries have more people, many businesses registered as micro businesses. Then for the high-income countries, we have at least good number, but majority of people or businesses fall under what we call the small, medium enterprises. Then for the large, they don't even have much, but at least the margin is a bit high. Then look at the low-income countries. The major part of the curve is found in micro. The less is SMEs. Then large companies, corporation or companies is where you now have another short main curve. Let's also look at the low-income countries. Now let me shock you. The low-income countries have more people who want to just start up their businesses. But the danger is this. When you start your business with only your idea, with only your concept, with only everything that comes from you, it grows to the level of your capacity. And that is why you notice that most businesses run in this part of the world are usually run by one person. So when a bread owner, one of the best bread in your community, when the bread owner dies, the company dies. When a carpenter, very good carpenter with creative ability, innovative ability, When he start that business, run it as a one-man person, and when he dies, the company dies. If he gets sick, the company is sick. So you now find out that many people find themselves in the micro, in low and developing and low-income countries, but we have very few people who are in the SMEs. Now, when we say SME, we mean small and medium enterprise, meaning people at the SME can employ between 2 and 8,000 people, 200, 250, 280. But what it means is that if we have more people on the SMEs, then we will have less people in the streets who don't have jobs. And that is what creativity and innovation is supposed to do to this part of the world, not just Nigeria, other low-income countries. Why am I bringing this up? We know that we have challenges that has to do with policies. We know we have other kind of international interrelations challenges. We know we have so many surmounting problems. But guess what? It's in the midst of problems and crises that we have more people who will come up with high creative product, high innovative product, or high creative service and high innovative service. Meaning that you're not just in class to receive a session, a whole session of entrepreneurship, but to be inspired, and not only inspired, get into action and begin to take people out of the streets because of the creativity you put in one business, which is supposed to be one-man business, and grow it to a 5-man business, grow it. We know it has challenges. Partnership has challenges. But a one man can begin a business and be the CEO over time, sign out, become the founder or co-founder, and make another person the CEO, because businesses are supposed to continue. And that's why I showed us a model. If you watch that video that I shared the link with our director, you will now see other things and other reasons why some businesses have been there for a very long time. And that is what creativity and innovation is supposed to do. Not only to produce a product, not only to produce a service, but to ensure that there's what we call sustainability. There's what we call a foundational principle that will make this business to continue to strive. I've said this in the first class, that there are businesses that are over 500 years. There are organizations that are over 1,000 years. They understand succession. They understand how to transfer legacies, meaning that creativity and innovation can create a pattern that can be transferred. But this is not our main focus for the course, but I needed us to just understand that, look, Africa or Nigeria, we in Nigeria, you know, the creative industry is growing in as much as our content are still shallow. But with creativity and innovation, we can further strengthen so many things, from Nollywood to diverse product production and many aspects that will match that high-level global standard. Now, this statement calls for a lot of debate, but it's not time to debate right now. And that is why Peter Drucker, who happens to be, I think I've made mention of him about 2 or 3 times in the previous class. He said that economic results are not produced by economic forces. Economic results are produced by human achievement. What does that mean to you? What we're trying to say in essence is that when it comes to creativity and innovation is not run by machine. It's not run by just economic forces. It's run by us, we human beings. The reason why you're in class taking this course today is to first of all understand what is creativity, what is innovation, how do we apply creativity and innovation, how do I apply it to a physical business, get it running, then begin to teach it, teach many people, and even form an institution with a course like this. Because guess what? Any one of you can form an institution after this course not just after the course, but after going to apply some of the things you've learned, not only on creativity, but other aspects of the training or of the sessions we're going to be having in the course of this certificate program. So I'm trying to not only do a class, not only to inspire you, but to push you to understand that this class was not supposed to end in an institution, but to create institutions through different kind of product manufacturing services across the entire nation. Why? Because there is a need to increase more small and medium businesses. Very, very important. Then this brings us to the simplified. We have defined creativity in the first class and the second class. I mean, in the video, I did that again, and some of us just defined it. But in simple statement made by Theodore Levitt, you can go and check him. He's an amazing person. He has done great work before he exited the earth. He said, creativity is thinking up new things. Innovation is doing new things. Meaning that, just like Doctor said, which very soon we'll look at some tools that we can harness towards coming up with diverse kind of idea grouping or idea formation, or different ways we can actually come up with different things that will bring up an idea to a full whole-blown product or a full whole-blown service. Meaning that it will take that ideation thinking, to drive into creativity, which means thinking of new things. Meaning that you can stay at that place of thinking of new things. But with innovation, it gets you into an activity that your thinking of new things is continued. I mean, it's been taken from that level of nothing tangible to becoming something tangible. Now we set up some example in the first class, but I needed to bring this up. It's in the video, but I needed to bring this up. I believe it's very important for us as students to understand that creativity and innovation is not something that just work normal. No. There's always something challenging creativity and innovation. And that is what we call in the world today, the VUCA world. I explained this in the video, but I felt I should bring this again and explain it further. The VUCA world is what we are in today. Take it or leave it. We're in a VUCA world. We're in a world where things are changing very fast. If you agree with me, type yes in the comment box. Things are changing fast. You just produce a product and you think your product is the best product. Before you know it, you're holding a phone. As you are swiping, you see someone who has produced a better product than your product. And while you are saying, this one is better, on the same phone, you see another one that was produced by a small young man who is more younger than you. These are things that are happening on a daily basis. Creativity does not wait for anybody. The application of creativity and innovation does not wait for anybody. You see, that VUCA world simply means that the age we're living in is an age of speed. So now, you're a father, or you're a mother, you're an auntie. You were producing something and you are selling very easy. Then COVID-19 came, lockdown came, to sell is a problem. Now you thought you are the best person selling. Then you now find out the small girl you used to send to go and buy your recharge card. That same thing you're producing, she just put it on her status and people are buying. Then someone will put it on Facebook, people are buying. You now find out that the rate at which things are changing, they are changing real fast. Meaning, if you don't upgrade on the quality of your product production, quality of your service, quality of whatever, if you don't improve, guess what will happen to you? Your business will catch what we call uncertainty. Or what you're doing, you find yourself in an uncertain terrain where things are changing, changing real fast, one, in as much as they're just changing real fast. We have regulatory policies, regulations, policies that are so uncertain. You wake up and they tell you that federal government have lifted subsidy for this. So it's an uncertain terrain. But guess what? People are coming up with ideas. While some people are complaining, there are other people coming up with ideas and solving the same problem many other people are complaining about. What do you think they are doing differently? It's creativity and innovation. There are many things tied to this. Don't misunderstand me. There are other components tied to this. But our main emphasis here is creativity and innovation. So you see, policies can just come up at a time we don't expect. Things can just be unraveled at a time we don't even imagine. And this is the age we're in, where things are changing real fast. And when you don't do something about your product or your service or yourself, because creativity begins in a human being, not from a product. It begins from a human being, and we see it in a product or service. Now, when you don't improve yourself or upgrade yourself or improve the quality of yourself and what you are doing, guess what? Complexity will set in. We're facing a complex market today. My wife bought, I can't remember how many bags of beans, 600 naira, sometime in December. She noticed someone gave her a call that the price was increasing. Now, that is an uncertain time, that time. Someone will tell you rice, beans is 600. As at this, was it December she bought it? Why should I buy 600? I beg, by February to turn to 800. If it cost, will be 800. But I'm speaking to you, beans is about 3,000 naira. Now, if she's selling that bag, let's say she bought it to sell it. She has been giving it out. Let's say she bought it to sell it. 600, 100 measure in December. And now it is what? Now, that may be ordinary food supply or food storage, but there are people who could read news, and through certain way of analysis, they can predict market based on the move or trend of government and come up with an innovative system to helping people know when to buy this or when to buy that. You see, what I just explained now can be created based on creativity and innovation. But guess what? As the market is getting complex, there are things that the prices are going up. There are things that when they come in their bulk, they crash the market. Don't get me wrong. I'm just telling us the danger that is befalling us. But irrespective of this danger, we human beings have the solution. I just hope, am I making sense? If I'm making sense, say yes. If I'm not, let me stop and you tell me exactly where I'm confusing you. All right, thank you for the feedback. Now, I think in the video, I was saying to us that to download a normal movie, 2-hour movie, there was a time we were struggling with a 2G internet. 2G internet. Before you download, even a normal picture is hard. Then now we moved to 3G. Now, during that 3G era, to download a normal movie, home movie, whether Nollywood, for 2 hours, it will take you about 26 hours. But when we got to 4G, that's 4G internet, most of us have smartphone, if not all of us, right? To download a normal 2-hour movie would take you, I think about Yeah, I have it here. It will take about 6 minutes. But with a 5G internet, that same 2-hour movie will take you, guess what? It will take you just 3.5 seconds. It tells you the level of speed in the age we are going. And that's why today we have AI. And already robots are taking a lot of jobs. We've been hearing this for a long time. We will not just keep hearing it. We will see it more happening. But that does not mean that human beings are useless. No. It means with creativity and innovation, human beings will continue to stay on top of the game. Don't ask me how now, because we don't have time to explain this, but if we have the time, I will explain. So you see, you can't solve a 5G net. I think I was to correct this. I don't know why I didn't correct this. I have a class for Friday with network marketing people. So you can't solve a 5G network marketing problem, or you can't solve a 5G problem with a 3G mindset. I say that again. You can't solve a 5G problem with a 3G mindset. Meaning, you can't solve a problem of 1984 in 2024 the same way. You must upgrade. A lot of things have changed. And that is why we have come into a time where things are so ambiguous in terms of ambiguity in the business terrain. That's why they call it VUCA world rather. V stands for volatility, U for uncertainty, C for complexity, A for ambiguity. Ambiguity simply means for anything you want to talk about, almost any kind of product, when you go online, what you will see will overwhelm you. And if you don't improve your quality of person or quality of product or quality of service, you'll be overwhelmed by the way the times are changing. And the reason why you are doing this class is to update yourself with certain knowledge in entrepreneurship. It may not be anything new, but there's a modification. There is a modification. Almost everything I'm saying today may not be new to you, but note, it may be fresh. And that's the idea around this class. So how do we now reverse? How do we reverse the VUCA concept? How? How do we reverse the VUCA concept? Now, the VUCA concept can only be reversed. There are different models that are being used. But you see, one simplest model, which I still explain on the video, is such that you know where you're going with your life. A company knows where she's going. A business knows where they're going. The people producing the product know the kind of product they want to produce. We saw Apple. Apple knows that this iPhone 15, iPhone 16, iPhone 17, iPhone 8, that thing will not stop. They know where they're going. A time will come, they may wake up and not do phone again and enter something else. Some of us don't know that Samsung was not selling, was not producing. Samsung wasn't producing. They weren't selling mobile phones from the beginning. They were selling more of groceries. They were selling more of groceries. But in creativity and innovation, there's what we call a curve. It's like a leap curve that happens, that suddenly you change your business from one business, then you move into something entirely new. Some of us know that Dangote was into flour and pasta at some point, but we know, irrespective of certain level of creativity and innovation, they got to a point that they know with their revenue, they won't continue this. Instead of spending more money around this, they spend money around what they know they are doing better. And they stopped the flour business, sold the business, you know. But does that mean there are other people who are not doing the same business? There are. But those businesses are ahead of them based on creativity and innovation. I hope I'm making sense. If I'm making sense, say yes. So, again, I want to draw our attention to something I still shared on the video. Now, I was talking about vision. Let me go back and complete it. We are talking about vision of the organization or direction of the organization. with the direction or the kind of direction you're going, that will inform how creative you remain as an individual or how creative you remain as a team within your organization to make the organization to continue to move, which means that even when things are changing fast, you understand how to play the game. You understand what to do on your regular tasks. A man went to a particular company, and as he was moving around, he was with the CEO, and he saw a man sitting down, cross his leg, put it on the table. And he was saying to the CEO, how is this man sitting like this? I came here last month, he's just sitting, he's not doing anything. Oga, and you are leaving this man to work in this office. No, and when you come to this office, he crossed his leg, just sit down anyhow. And the man said, don't shout too much. You see that man that is sitting there, he has saved this company more than $5 million. And he said, how? He said, that man is very creative. When he comes with an idea for marketing or an idea for product production, that idea has always saved this company a lot of money. So just leave him there. We just pay him for thinking for us. That's how powerful it gets when you understand that realm of creativity and innovation. So first of all, I said vision. The second part, I said understanding. When you understand how your business operates or you work with your team, you have clarity. And when it comes to ambiguity, remember, we're matching everything. The volatility, vision take the place. For uncertainty, understanding take the place. For complexity, clarity takes the place. Then for ambiguity, agility take that place. That's what we're saying. And to be agile as a company simply means you have ability to be flexible. You know when to make certain adjustments. When things are difficult, you know how to produce particular product you used to produce 50 kg. Maybe you do 5 kg, 2 kg, so that people can be able to afford it. And that's why today you see a lot of innovation in the market. Most of us don't know that pig market have said before they will never sell their pig in that tiny sachet. But guess what? Cowbell made so much money selling those small. I think that time it was 10 naira. It was later the eye of pig milk opened. They now understand there is amazing thing because it's a strategy, and it was born out of creativity and innovation. That idea to sell milk in a small sachet for people within communities. So I was going to show us this particular slide. If you look at the left side of your screen, you'll notice this building. I think I talked about it in the video, which I'm sure you have the link to. Now, that building happens to be one of the first buildings that got the attention of Dubai to everywhere in the world. Dubai was able to use this building to get the attention of everyone in the world. Now, before that building was built, the Crown Prince of Dubai wanted something that the whole world will look into and say, wow. When they got so many architects to apply, they applied, but no, they finally took one guy. His name is Tom Wright with his team. They traveled and came. They did different design. The Crown Prince said no, they didn't really like it. They said they want something iconic, something that will stand like an iconic building in Australia, an iconic building in France, an iconic building in different parts of the world. So when they were sailing, they saw this shape that looked like just this building you're seeing on a sailing part of the boat. Then the guy just scooped the idea and brought it. So when he brought the idea, the Crown Prince liked the idea. The Crown Prince liked the idea so much that he decided, let's go with this idea. Now, the truth of the matter is this. The main architect said, we will not build on land. We will build in about 280 meters inside towards the water. And it became a debate. It became a very serious debate. Almost all his team members said that cannot be possible. A building of about 1,053 feet on water. No, it's not possible. Then I know he didn't say this, but it's almost as if he said, anyone that is not willing to work with this project can sign out. But guess what? If you find the video, I have the video, if you want it, maybe for the sake of piracy, whatever, law, maybe you can search it online. I think you get it. The building of Burj Arab from scratch up. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this is because even the team members of the architect were saying, Kai, it's not possible for this building to be raised. It was an unrealistic expectation. But guess what? That man made creativity and innovation become, there are many people who have done it, don't get me wrong. He actually made that, for that instant, made an unrealistic expectation to be converted to a realistic expectation. And that happened because he took action. He didn't mind anybody among his team. He said, we're building this thing, period. And for the first time, every one of them said they went beyond their career to come up with ideas and implementation of ideas that has never been done anywhere on earth. The power of creativity and innovation. They came up with creative ideas. They came up with innovative actions that at the end, we have a standing tower in Dubai. And from that building, we had so many buildings and so many things that are standing in Dubai today. And it began by that particular action taken by this architect called Tom Wright. And the Crown Prince paid $1 billion for this standing building you are seeing. So let's briefly itemize. I won't explain in detail for the sake of our time, ways to foster creativity and innovation. Environment for exploration is very, very key. When you stay in an environment where when you wake up, they tell you that, Nigeria, jaga, jaga, they tell you, this country can never be well. Anything you are hearing and you agree with it, is hard for creativity and innovation to happen. And that is why people who are involved in creativity and innovation, even if they stay in those environments, they don't allow those things to stay in them. Because what they're about to give birth to, even they themselves, they are doubting about it. Because there are some ideas that, do you know, I think it was Fox, the guy that invented Fox, Ford Motors or something, I can't remember. His friends have to take him to a psychiatric hospital to say that we think this our friend is mad. Because what creativity and innovation does, not always, but most times and sometimes, is that when you come up with these ideas, it looks as if it will not work. Now, 10 years ago, let me even make it 10, even if it's 5. Some of us will not believe that we will be having classes where people are paying and yet they are attending online. We know there are distant learning and Open University have been there for a while, but I'm saying that you pay at the comfort of your house. It looks almost impossible many years ago, but this is what we're living in now. But that was someone else's idea. That was a company's idea. And today we're living it. So environment for exploration is very key in fostering creativity and innovation. And so the one or the team involved in experimentation must embrace experimentation. It means there must be a moment where you fail, you get it right, you fail, you get it right. And it's risky to try a thing where your 20,000 is going to go. But guess what? When it goes and you make victory at the end of the day, people are like, this man, now they bring yam from Boko, they come Abuja, he will just stay in one place. Everybody will come and finish. You don't know the risks that the man has taken. You don't know the risks the woman have taken. You don't know how many times they have failed. But that's what creativity does, or innovation. In fostering creativity and innovation, you have to embrace experimentation, ability to fail sometimes, get it right,
Well, I think his internet is a bit bad, but I'm very much sure he will come on shortly. Let's give him some time.
All right. Thank you very much. Can you hear me? Can somebody hear me?
Yes, we can
We
hear
can
you,
hear
Dr.
you,
Yes,
sir.
we can hear you, sir.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
All right. Thank you. For Sean. I think you I have wrong to the best.
It's breaking now. I can't see anymore.
You have been able to send video to get
Your voice is
entry.
cracking.
We can't hear you, sir.
Please, let's just give him some time. I'm very much sure because of
Okay. I'm here.
Okay, you're welcome, sir.
Sorry, I didn't even know when we had the little switch. But are we making progress?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. So permit me to still share my slide.
Yes, sir. Okay.
All right. Don't
Yes,
worry,
sir.
I'll be done soon so that we have little discussion before I run back to continue my meeting. Now, I was talking about, where did you lose me? Let me know so that go ahead. Go ahead, man.
I lose you in when you mention of sharing downloading a video. That is why I was automatically logged out, sir.
Oh, interesting. I think, was that where I stopped? Or was that where you people all lost me?
No,
No, sir. No, sir.
Where you were talking about the environment affects our thinking.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful. So let me go ahead. Thank you so much. I think you will get the recorded. For you that were missing far, you will get the recorded and catch up from here. Now, it's very important, I mentioned this, embracing experimentation. Then I was trying to give us an example of a business we did 2005 with my friend. It was majorly indoor plants, not the flowers you see outside, real flowers indoors. Now, we took a risk to say, instead of having a physical garden, let us use houses, people's houses as our gardens. So we had a small location, but that was before we bought a particular land, fence it, and do other things. We decided, let us use people's houses. So we will get a flower pot, either we paint it or we make sure it's very beautiful that it can stay in people's houses. So we can have for as much as 300 plants in over 300 homes. What does that mean? We are telling you, you are keeping it for 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, we'll come and pick it. But you see this plant, because that's 19 years ago, this plant is 5,000 naira, including the pots, including the flower and the stand. No, then, okay, I think it was almost 5,000 to 8,000 to 10,000, some of the plants, because some are more expensive. But in today's price, it should be more than that. So when we keep it in your house, we encourage you to water it. Some don't water it. That's where we have challenge. By the time we are coming back to say, okay, let's take it, because our idea is to take it to another house. By the time we are returning, we are using friends. And sometimes some, we don't even know them. We met them through other people. When your house looks beautiful in the inside, we say, this is a new garden for us. So we'll put the flower there. After 2 weeks, when we are coming, the person will say, everybody that entered this house will say, I like the flower, I want to take it. So we are buying it. That was an amazing idea. That was experimentation for us. But you see, some flowers died in some houses because after 2 weeks of not watching them, you know, but we made a huge progress. Even weddings, we're taking live flowers. So we created a space for ourselves until we had a major challenge, which there is no time to explain around here. But I still do it as a hobby. Talking about flower plants, but I do majorly water plant for now as a hobby. I still sell as a hobby. But that was like embracing experimentation. And it can go in different front or a different front. Another thing is designate time and space. Block out specific time for teams or individuals to brainstorm. Get them to think creatively. Now, when you keep a people in one room and you say to them, think about how to create a way out of where you are. I'm not talking about prison. You know, by the time you tell prisoners, think of how to create yourself a path and go out, do you think prisoners will stay there? No, they will not. You will see ideas in one day, but let's not go there. That's not my area of this communication. But the idea I'm trying to bring here is when people come together, they can give birth to amazing creative ability and provide physical and virtual space for that is conducive to focus ideation. You can use whiteboard and all of this to come up with different ideas. We're talking about fostering creativity and innovation. Then another aspect that is very key when it comes to fostering creativity and innovation is supportive culture. And that will come from psychological safety, where there is trust. Foster is trust environment, because when people don't trust themselves, it can affect a very good idea you're trying to come up with. That's especially when you're working as a team. But when there is psychological safety, the ideas that can come out of creativity together, innovation, will be very unconventional. Then we have ability to embrace diversity is one very key thing when it comes to creativity. Then, of course, do you know that almost every idea is a great idea, but it looks like a terrible idea from the beginning? If only it is harnessed well, it can end up being something very powerful. Not all ideas turn out to be product. Not all ideas turn out to be a good service. But if you look deep, out of some of these ideas, there are some things that are very, very powerful inside it. And then we have spark inspiration. In sparking inspiration, like part of what I'm doing as a facilitator is not to take the regular sessions, and so we have session on creativity, the normal way we are having it, is to spur you into coming up with creative idea that in the course of this program, what you come up with, people will be wondering, is it that 6 weeks course that you did that you are coming up with this kind of ideas as if you are one Mark Zuckerberg? No, It's because everyone has the ability to do it. So imagine when we meet together as a team to brainstorm. So sparking inspiration, one of the key aspects, it leads to brainstorming. And I'm going to show us a model on brainstorming, one of the models among so many models, very briefly. Then embrace play and fun. See it as fun whenever you're coming with ideas. You're looking at, okay, let's go into fish business. Oh, okay, we'll do a pond. How do we get the water? Instead of getting the water in one place, why don't we plant vegetable or plant rice? Then the water, we're using the water to do fish. So that as the plant is using the water, is filtering the water for the fish. And these are ideas. Someone will say, no, okay, I don't like this, your idea. Fight it, argue about it. But the whole idea is come up with something that all of you agree on. See it as fun, enjoy it. Then exposure to new ideas have a way of influencing existing or previous ideas. So those are some of the things we need to watch out for. So I think I came up with this on the video, which the link was sent to you, the fishbone diagram. There are many diagrams to use. There are many other tools to use, but I came up with this because as a group, we can sit and now say, oh, let's use the fishbone diagram. And on the fishbone diagram, someone should give me an example of something, a small business we can talk about. We are not talking in detail. I just want to use it for illustration. Just come up with anything. Anyone? Any business. Any business mean any business. Any good business, please. Nobody?
POS. The catering. Like POS.
Okay, POS. I don't know why you chose POS. It's me that said any business, but it's fine. Now, when we say let's do POS, all of us, we are 36 in the room now. Let's do POS. Now, to start this POS, we're asking a question, right? One of the questions we may want to ask is, where do we situate this? So we have a where, right? So let's say we're using this for divergent ideas. We're trying to come up with different ideas. Then we say where. Boss has said, let's use the junction. Then someone will write junction. Let's junction. Then let's use where again. Somebody will say, no, let's not use junction. Let's use market where people are gathered we have more people. So as somebody is coming with this, or where do we put this POS business? The next thing now is someone will say, okay, now we are done with where to put it, right? Then the next thing is, who do we put there? Or who is the kind of person do we put to manage this business for us? Then we'll say, what are the likelihood of people we don't want? We say, no, we don't want people who cheat. So we write, we don't want people who cheat. You know, the whole idea around brainstorming like this is at the end of the day, we come up with different ideas, divergent ideas, so that while we're implementing, coming up with an innovation, meaning that there are many other people who have POS, but why we are thinking like this together is because we want to come up with an idea that is different from many other people's ideas. That's why we are brainstorming. So when we brainstorm, we pick the best thing that suits us, then we apply either the same model or a different model for a convergent idea to arrive at an implementation of that innovation. I just hope I'm making sense. If I'm making sense, type yes. Now, using this, I mentioned this in the video. While working with Tony Elumelu, serving as a coach and mentor for people from different parts of the country, I've served as a mentor for people in South Africa, Cameroon. I have so many people in Cameroon, Zambia, Sudan, couple of countries. Then some people got the grant, some people didn't get the grant. And when we're looking why people don't get some of these grants, we now discover a lot of people generate ideas without going to the market. It's not just visibility study, but having an idea of the market. So we created what we call market backward approach. You go to the market, even though you know your idea is to do a particular business, but you go to the market. Is it selling in the market? Oh, it's selling, but the way we are thinking, that's not how it's selling. So you study the market, study what is selling. You don't have the skill, but you love what is selling in the market. After you understand what is selling, how it's selling in the market, then you go back and get the skill, get the necessary tools. That's also part of creativity. Then you now use it as an idea, bring it to a grant platform. It's very easy for you to get this grant because the processes in Tony Elumelu Foundation and many grant platforms, they are looking for creative and innovative ideas or creative and innovative products that are working. So we came up with this model called the market backward approach. In the market backward approach, what happens is this. After studying the market, you go back to the beginning to now understand how do you ideate. You understand your ideation process. So we created an ideation process toolkit. We created marketing analysis toolkit. We created a business model canvas process toolkit. Then we now created how now you can turn this idea into pitch and go out there and win the grant. You see, the whole process was calculated. And that is exactly what we're able to do that is helping good number of people today with the market backward approach. So I want to show us these two young men. I'm sure most of you know them. I think I showed them in the video, but I needed to bring it up here again so that we look at these two people. I am sure that nobody likes to go and sit in the bank for so long or being on the queue. And nobody wants to sell a product to someone in Ghana or somewhere in Cameroon or somewhere in Kenya and not have their money being paid to them. Payment gateway was a very serious problem. You sell fish, dry fish. Your cousin is traveling to Botswana and they took fish. To send your money, because your cousin is not coming back, to send the money is wahala. But these two young men, what our banking system is, well, there are policies that made it look stringent, but these two young men came up with an idea. And they didn't even have the money, but they were funded by other capitalists, one of which I know is the venture capitalist here in Abuja. They were able to fund these guys. They went to Y Combinator and they created a product, although it's digital service called Paystack. And last year, 4 years ago, they sold it for $200 million US. If you do the math, it's over 280 billion. These two young men, they were not up to 30 when they started Paystack. They sold it 5 years later. A lot of innovation, a lot of creativity and innovation went through this business. There are many models and avenues I could use to explain many things that young people are doing in Nigeria that at the end is fetching them not millions, but billions of naira. That's the power of creativity and innovation. And that's why we emphasize that in this class, we're not pushing you to just getting a certificate, but spurring you to inspire other people and inspire another generation to come up with creative abilities and innovation to changing many things in our country that will beat the policies. Because these young men have influenced other people to create other platforms like Floater Wave. We have Coach Lee. There are many platforms because they open up that model or that opportunity for many people to come in. So here are some ways to foster creativity and innovation. Prioritize your learning, connect with other professionals. You seek out for mentorship. I've been a mentoring consultant for a long time, but apart from that, I do many other things regards facilitation and training. on entrepreneurship and other things. But you see, mentorship is one very key thing, which we don't have time to explain. And of course, join innovation labs. Now, I wish we were able to discuss this, but we don't have the time. The case study on OPay, we knew that before OPay, to transfer money in Nigeria, sometimes you get angry, you have to go to that bank, you don't want to go, you queue, you are angry because the money you are going to sort out is just 20,000 naira. But with amazing creativity and innovation, Opera software, we're able to come up with OPay. We know it's not 100% Nigerian-based business, but it's an innovative product or service that has helped a lot of businesses. With just one click we know we still struggle during the lockdown period, but or the cash flow period, but it became a platform that helped in solving lots and loads of problems. And that is why they happen to stand with leveraging on creativity and innovation to navigate what we explained earlier, called volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity environment in Nigeria. So how did OPay manage to thrive in Nigeria's volatile and uncertain market? While facing complex regulatory environment and ambiguous economic conditions, how were they able to do that? There are many other companies who were able to do that. But for the sake of time, we will not be able to do all of this. I will need Dr. Sam to give me a feedback. Maybe we'll see whether we'll have one or two persons answer a question from here. If not, I was thinking I'll be able to touch on, we don't have much time. So, but I have to stop here because I have even exceeded our regular timing. So, Dr. Sam, what's your take? I think I still have a few more minutes. Should we get feedback on the case study, or do we just give few comments and we are out of the class because we have exceeded our time? I hope the class was resourceful. If it's resourceful, you type in yes. If it's not, help me type no, so that I'll know how I have successfully wasted your time. If I've successfully wasted your time, you can also type it. All right. Thank you. Thank you for the feedback. All right.
Well, sorry, my name is Joseph. I'm not sure the director is in the house right now, but I want to say a very big thank you on behalf of the director. We really appreciate, for anything, if I've not learned anything today, I must say it's very, very important that we have to collaborate. The world that things are changing very fast, and we have to be creative in what we do. If we want to improve on our business, we have to think. We have to think. It's not improving on the product. If you want to improve on your product, you must have to. You must have to start thinking. It's not about the improving on your business. Does not start from your product, but from your thinking. If you are able to think very well, you should be able to improve on your business. I must say a very big thank you. And he talked about experimentation. He talked about brainstorming. It's very, very important that sometimes you don't just sit and assume that you know everything. It's always good that sometimes you bring in people together, people of like minds, put your heads together, and you are able to come up with something. I must say a very big thank you for this wonderful lecture.
Thank you very much, Joseph. So I can see 3 hands. Do we give them time to ask their question, comment? Or maybe they want to air their frustration of the class. So should we give them?
Yes, give them some time to ask their questions.
Okay, so let's have Odo Francis. After that, Elizabeth, then Jamil, and that's all. Odo Francis, please. Good morning. You're breaking though.
Odo Francis' network is bad. The network is bad.
Okay, Odo, you hold on. Your network is a bit bad. Maybe we listen to Elizabeth first. Elizabeth, you're up.
Good morning, Dr. Ali. Thank you so much. I appreciate. I have two questions, but
Okay.
along the line, you already asked someone. I need to listen to people that are coaches, people that are mentor, but they used to give us theory, but I never heard them practice any. But now, along the way, you say you already practice pilot survey of using individual home as a flower garden before you start your own. That one already answer my first question, that you're a practical person, you are not a theory person. Second question I want to ask about this innovation in this country. Nigeria we like imitating somebody, copying. For example, in my village, if nobody has started a business, immediately I start that business, somebody will start and subsidize it and fake it and store the business. So how do you think about that kind of challenge?
Okay, I think it's simple. It's already happening. If I ask you open your phone right now, you'll be shocked. When you open your phone, most of the videos, they ask you go to Facebook, go to videos. You'll be angry with so many things. People are doing skits. People are coming up with different videos. But among the many videos that you don't like, there are many that you will like. Why are people getting to do or copy other people? They are copying because they notice that those they are copying are making money. They too want to make money. But you see, the danger is when you alone make money and you don't help other people make money, there's nothing you will do that people will not copy. Americans copy, Indians copy. Everywhere copying is allowed. But of course, you have to copy where it is allowed that you have to copy. Chinese copy. But can you copy so well, or rather, can you imitate so well that people will say, we like it. Everything about you is amazing and we like it and we're willing to pay. You see, the problem is we don't even attend to that level of quality when we copy. We produce product just randomly, and at the end of the day, we end up insulting whoever started. We insult everybody. The copying is not wrong, but copy well. When I say copy well, it's copy well such that your quality or your standard become your own, not because you are copying from somebody. Is it because people have been doing slippers before all of us on this call are here? Does that mean you shouldn't produce slippers because some other people? You can produce slippers, but produce it in a unique way. The reason why I came up with the building in Dubai is to challenge us that even a country like that, a building was raised. When they said the building should be raised, they said this kind of building cannot be raised. It was unrealistic, but certain people stood. And the Crown Prince of Dubai said, me, I have the money, I'll give it. You say it can be done, go and do it. So innovation does not necessarily mean that you copy this thing, and because you copied it, copying is not good, or no. Can you come with the best quality? Can you come with the quality that when Standard Organization of Nigeria comes, they say, even though you copied it, but you have a standard and you are helping humanity, you are helping community to flourish by your product or service. Please, ma, what is wrong in doing that? The idea of this class is to have more Nigerians and more people across Africa producing quality product and services that are very innovative, that has that high level standard, and when people can connect with, come on. When we have more product, more service in our country, Nigeria, that will cater for the needs of everybody, we won't be complaining like this. When we solve the problem of job to help the government, I'm not trying to blame the government. You can blame the government. I can blame the government. But what are we doing with our creative abilities? What have we produced, or what are we producing? So the copying, if it's copied right, with that high level of quality and standard, someone may help me answer this very correctly. But I don't know whether it makes sense at all to you, madam. Is it clear?
Very clear, sir.
All right. Thank you. Let's have you, Jamil. Then we have Sodiq. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm one of the coordinators in the incubation centers.
Good to have you, sir.
It's my pleasure. I want to thank you for your wonderful presentation delivery. In fact, it's very apt. I want your advice on some things, sir. And I know Mr. Joseph is in the house, and I might want to convey the advice to the directorate and possibly to the university. This course, GS302, there's a course GS302 that led to this entrepreneurship certificate program. And the idea is that you want students to come up. It's a compulsory course, of course, GST. So you want students to come up with innovative thinking. You know, submit your business proposal. I can tell you, over 95% of our students, they are not interested in the course as it were. They are interested in the score that will take the cup away from them, that will just make them, they have done the course, they have gone. As such, when they submit their business plan, some of them will just insist that it's Gary production, Gary production. They will come up with very cheap things that are here and there, and some of them will even go to the extent of giving it to people to write for them, using some beautifully presented, business idea, but they are not ready to follow up because somebody generated it. Since a business plan, and it is not part of the course that they should implement it, so you might end up giving them very good score based on the theoretical proposition of the students. So as such, only very few that are in this course, able to scale through those things. So it now looks as if we are not achieving the goal. So, for example, in Southwest, we have over 4,000 students who put in for the course, and we can only present 15 good ideas that you can really work on. Even those 15, we just need to manage, because how do you bring up somebody who said palm oil production, and there's no idea, there's nothing new in what they're bringing in. So at the time I was so worried, and I and my director were in the conversation, we now ask a question, which I want you to talk about, that what is the input in these students that you ask them to be creative, to be innovative? What is the background? They just go to 300 level, they now, so this course is compulsory. In fact, some of them have a way of putting aside. Some of them are even working. So some of them are like, we're like, what is the input? What is the background that will make you think? The pay stack example you gave, the OPE example you gave, those guys, beside the motivational talk that you give, they have something existing. They have a background that those motivational talk will work on. Most of our students don't have those things. So what advice would you give such that they have something on ground that when they listen to you, they can be, pushed to action? But when they don't have anything on ground, if they listen to you till eternity, it will. So what advice will you give in this scenario?
Okay.
Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you so much. I'm so honored you shared this, Dr. Jamil, I believe. It's an interesting question, and it has been a burden to to a lot of people across the country. Now, I used to be with a multinational telecommunication industry. I think I shared this in the first class. I resigned about 15 years ago, moved into this terrain. And when I resigned, I have a lot of people who spite me and told me it's foolishness. You are paid over 5-6 figures and you resign in a terrain you don't even know. I worked 3 years without salary after leaving that paid job. Those train moments were some of the moments that opened my eyes to many things in Lagos and many parts of the country. And that opportunity made me to travel to 34 states, not once, not twice in the whole country, from one training, engagement on entrepreneurship, and many things. And through my work, we've discovered that what you have shared is a major problem. And if you notice China, there's something I wanted to share with us. There was no time. China, as at 1980, they had over close to 700 million people that are poor. But between 1980 to 2013, they were able to remove over 600 million people out of poverty. It's not the removing, it's how they were able to trigger and influence policies, a certain level of adoption in the high level of government, and make sure that the economic part of their country is being influenced. But that notwithstanding, they figure out ways to engage the people to the point, you can go and check the story, that they were involved, so involved, that over 600 million people within this short duration of years. I call it short because from that time we have been received our independence. So from that duration, so many, that's almost more than 3 times our population today were totally out of poverty, and they were almost self-employed, meaning that a lot of work must have taken place. This action done by your institution, I must applaud it. It's a great stride, sir. Even if it's 3 people that end up being that number that you are that turn out to be at the end of the day, after how many thousand. This is not my first time I'm meeting with now. I think while I was more fully engaged with Tony Elumelu Foundation, I've had sessions with some of your students, I think over 100, about 3 years ago or so. Now, I can't even remember whether anyone was able to successfully get grants. But within that period, the people I work closely with were able to get grants. Now, the truth there is something to sit, look into, and now say, okay, how do we work with a few with us, make sure we pass them through certain grant platform. I know of a lady which in 1 year, she has tried applying grants, 2 years, 3 years, she didn't get, but around the 4th year, she got more than close to $20,000 grants, different grants. Tony Elumelu, 5,000. Another grant foundation, 3,000 in 1 year. So you will now understand that it has a major impact on the psychology of our people or psychology of our students. And it's not something we can discuss and it will be solved by next week. It will take time, sir. But this move that you people have started, I must say, is one of the most powerful moves. But you see, with few people getting results and feedback, we can take their testimonial, see how to creatively build up their testimonial, whether they are being video, and share it with students. Maybe just 30 seconds. Select among the best, share it. Let them talk about how this program was able to get them move from just a normal thinking person to an idea thinking person, creative thinking person, to an innovative thinking person, towards implementing great business model they thought is not necessary until they get results. Then for as many people who will be engaged, we can not force, but get them, inspire them to tell us why they want to pick up their phone. Tell us why you want to do this course. Let's hear you. Don't write it. We will come up with different ways to engage them directly. By the time you have 100 people sending their videos of 1 minute into a particular database, maybe on cloud, you can listen to as many, because you're not sending a document, you're listening to the person live, right? There are adjustments. You will know where to help to counsel the person on getting better. And this will require a lot of volunteers. And this is where I must tell you that there are Nigerians very eager and willing to help other Nigerians, especially students. Imagine you create a platform where you are saying, this is what you want to do with students. At the moment, you don't have any money to give a volunteer. When I say volunteer, there are people who are in business, fully in business. It could be Alhaji Rabo at one area. It could be in outside. It could be in any language. And he will share his story, and we will share it with these people. We create a process where let them hear, because there are Malams and there are Tunde, Alhaji Tunde or Ibrahim or Chukudi that is somewhere doing business for so long. If we give them the opportunity of their informal business to be shared on a formal platform, it will spur a lot of inspiration. It's just to look at ways we can connect those who are fully doing the business to volunteer to help someone who is not doing it. Because one Chukudi in a market looks like someone who doesn't even know how to pay rent, or is having a house that, if you check, the house is worth over 50 million to 100 million. So how do we now join these people together to draw inspiration from this man? He may not have the entrepreneurial thinking habit. He may not have the other kind of process, creative and innovation based on the proper formal model, but you understand how to generate innovation and creativity in his local way. How do we harness this? You see, by so doing, we will indirectly bring informal people to connect with formal people and generate a spark. What we need is a spark where young people will say, I want to do this course. I'm interested in this course. Because by the time they begin to see results, I'm not saying it in detail, but I'm just advising randomly that there are different ways we can bring those from the informal business sector and connect them with those who are students. Through inspiration, through guidance, it may not be directly mentoring, it may not be directly coaching, but we can create a simple system. I've been with Tony Melu Foundation for some years. We have meetings. My hotel room may not be paid, but we do this voluntarily. We receive certificates, but we meet with other captains of industry. Amazingly, there are people outside this country. I've had a strong connection with them. I've visited some few countries and met some people that have been meeting with them online through Tony Melu Foundation. So you can see this, what you're doing can set up collaboration with different kind of people informally and almost on a volunteer base, but it depends on how it is being run. So there are many things we can still discuss and look at. Then we begin to strike this discussion. I know how heavy, how tough it has been for Doctor, and I know with his team, which includes you, it's not easy that you're doing this for the passion of your country, and yet the people are not interested. If I tell you the amount of programs I've run for free, from Kaduna to Jos, I've gone to so many states, I funded the hall, just so our people will be aware. But the joy is some are getting aware and joining, but we won't stop there. That's the idea. We have to keep pushing. I don't know whether this helped in any way. Thank you, Doctor.
I've jotted a lot. Thank you so much. We're going to work on the few ideas and we'll discuss better later. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right, so next time we hear you, then Sadiq, then we're out of here.
Okay. Thank you so much,
Kudos
sir.
for the fantastic work you are doing, sir.
Thank you.
My question is this, sir.
Please, the person that is
How
talking
can
is
we
not Sadiq.
link up with
Okay.
Can you hear me, sir?
No, very well.
Okay. I said kudos for the fantastic work you're doing, and
Thank
kudos to
you.
the school too for organizing such a platform to learn. In a situation where one lives in a remote or a community, how can one link up with mentors or people who are a bit more exposed that can help guide one through the process? You know, people who can help one while one is struggling or expose one while like the application processes for grants and like people who can mentor. Basically, how can one meet mentors if one is in undeveloped areas? Say for example, one lives in a place like maybe in a remote place like Ekiti,
Okay, beautiful.
remote town like Ekiti. So how do I meet mentors when the bulk of that place is not developed? So how do I meet
It's
mentors if I
simple.
live in a place like
It's
that?
very, very simple. What's the capital of Ekiti?
It's Ekiti. The capital of Ekiti is Ekiti.
Ah, my son and
Ekiti,
daughter are not here. They will have finished me. Okay.
Ado is capital of Ekiti State.
Ado Ekiti, thank you. We have some adults that are like me. Thank you, Elizabeth. Now, the truth there is you have a capital, a central point. One truth is that at that central point, that capital, there are meetings that are done as we speak now. If you go to some of the hotels, there are meetings currently going on. True or false, Nesta?
True, sir. True.
Now, some meetings you don't have invitation, but sometimes you have to find out. It may be commerce of industry that are meeting. In some of those meetings, if you dress very well, you have access. When you enter and you sit somewhere, even if they don't share food, there may be commissioner there may be some stakeholders there, but you must prepare yourself. You don't go to people and say, mentor me, coach me. You must have some level of value, something that can attract the attention of someone who is already doing something that you want to do. And how you meet people like that is you must know the kind of question that will get their attention. You're not pitching for a product or service, but can you pitch a question that will get them interested in you? Like, sir, you made a powerful speech. This is a commissioner. You know, you can have access to them at that meeting. As I'm speaking now, you go to the central point. Even if they have, if you are well-dressed and well-positioned, if you go to meetings where the kind of people you are looking for are there, you may have a 3 minutes on walking to them. Is it possible? Is it possible, please?
It is.
Yes, it is.
So this is just one idea to begin with. You see this phone? There are people I met in Lagos while I was in Lagos before I moved to Abuja. The first time I heard about them, I read it on the internet or I saw it. I asked, who are these people online? I get information about them. I know the kind of meetings they go to. So I look out for flyers. So when I know this person is going to this place, I go there. Sometimes I don't have access. If I tell you the amount of people I met in Lagos informally, it will shock you. Because when I resigned from the telecommunication industry, I was covering K2 to Ikorodu. They pay me huge. And when I joined the consulting company I was working with, they said, Oga, there is no salary. You came here as an intern. I said, no problem. But how can I get the best of this company? I have to study mentoring. So position myself as a mentee so that I suck, as the man is sucking my life through work. Me, I'm sucking his life through learning how he does what he does. But he takes me to places I can't afford to go on my own. I've met with so many CEOs from different banks, even the banks that have died. Now, meeting them is not having access directly, but I listen to their conversation. I notice sometimes they don't talk too much. Few words, they're able to pass their word. I will be jotting down anywhere, whether I'm standing, whether this is how we begin to learn. We learn even from observation. And few years down the line, I could catch myself standing to do training, not talk. training for brigadier generals in this country. Had sessions with different captains of industry. It may not come always, but you prepare your part. Preparing your part is in your own hands, and you creatively enter into these things. Just like an idea I shared with you now. If you can exploit, if you don't find meetings that are going on in Ekiti, can you spare money to go and stay with a friend in Lagos so that you attend few meetings that are close to what you are doing so that you learn firsthand from certain people? Sometimes you don't need to go to those high people. There are people who are lower, but they are getting lots of results. You find them in meetings like that. And there are people you can find even their phone number online and begin to engage them. There are people you can engage through social media platforms like Instagram, and they will reply you. You are just telling them, sir, I love the way you're getting results in this thing. I know to get your attention, it's XYZ amount, but this is the question I'm asking. There are questions you can ask that in answering it, the person can be interested in you. One day they want to meet you. There are different ways to look at and attend to things like this. I don't know whether it makes sense at all, Nestor.
Yes, sir. You've been very, very insightful, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you. Jamil, then Sadiq. After Sadiq, we're done.
I think it's Sadiq.
Yeah.
Sadiq.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Sadiq.
Thank you, sir, for the wonderful contribution you've been making so far. Sir, I have two things to bring in. Second thing is like suggestion. You made a comment regarding pay stack developed by two individuals. But one thing that surprised me about the two is that you said they sold out the idea at the rate of $200 million. So I expect you to show us the product of the ideas that these two guys came up with. But you said they sold the idea. So I was like wondering
No,
that
if you listen, I didn't say it's idea. Let me explain it. It wasn't an idea. They created a payment gateway for business. If you are in Ghana, you buy something from me and I forward it through courier service. I get my money through Paystack. Now they created something that if you pay money through Western transfer, the thing will either bounce or I still have some money, which when Paystack came, it was a bit hard. I did a coaching service for someone in Cameroon. I think it's about $500. Till today, I've not received that money. Why? Because of payment gateway. He paid the money. He's not a bad person. He paid the money and we had issues. The bank is asking for what is not there. The money was sent back. We use another gateway. That's a problem. So it's difficult for Nigerians to buy and sell through among ourselves within the African countries because for people to pay was hard. So they came up and created this gateway called Paystack. It's a system that was implemented, not just an idea. Don't get me wrong. Just go to your phone now, Google Paystack, or just type in Paystack, and you will see it's working. You can purchase a product from anywhere and pay through that channel. Now, Paystack are limited, and that's why we have Wave, which you can receive dollar payments. You can also receive dollar payment through Paystack, but it has its own restriction. Then we have Coachly. Then we have many other platforms. Now, Paystack was successful. Their processes, not 100% seamless, but another company called Swift liked the product so well. They're the one running it now. They bought Paystack. That's the entire system, the operation, everything, not the idea, for $200 million US. You can Google it as I'm speaking. So yeah, don't get me wrong. It's an entire business process or system that is already running. Is that clear, Sadiq?
Yeah, I got your point.
So you can check it. You can check it online. See even the date in which it was sold. So and you can check the history. Yeah, the second question.
Yeah, I will do just that. The second thing is that you made us know the importance of having a mentor and making best of it. you, as you are now, you are already a good mentor to us. Though I don't know, I can't say how your level of readiness to be to us. So I want you to declare to us you're ready to be our mentor and give out your full details, sir. Thank you.
Okay. I'm not here to mentor you, but to torment you. I'm just kidding. Now, mentoring is nothing too difficult. I tell you the truth. Most times when you have problem, you right now, all of us here are mentors. Take it or leave it. There's someone looking up to you. If you say you don't have, you have a child or a son looking up to you. I may have to switch my device. I noticed that my laptop is out. I'm actually somewhere working. So can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
So my device is about to go off. So that's the laptop. So I'm trying to switch so that I stay online with us. Okay, I'm joining us with my phone. Okay, so the truth there is mentoring is not too difficult. You may not see my face. I'm using another device. The other phone is engaged. So, okay. So you can see me, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we can see you.
Yeah,
So
we can see you.
let me leave from.
We can see you.
You have gone off.
Okay, can you hear me?
We can hear you, sir.
Okay. So mentoring is not really complicated as people used to think. Every one of us have 3 levels of relationship at every point in our life. There are always people we are going to be looking up to. Even if you don't have anybody you're looking up to, you have your father that you're looking up to, and your mother, no matter how old they are. If you say you don't have any of that person, at least you have your father, grandfather, or grandmother. That's the first level. The second level is the people you share things in common, which are your friends. We all have friends, but not all our friends can be our peer mentors. There are friends that are our friends, but they lie to us anytime. They are not bad people. They are lying to us because when they tell us the truth, we may cry and tell them, get out from here, you stupid person. But there are friends that we have. They will tell us the truth. Even we say, we cry, they will say, okay, if you finish crying, meet me. Those are your real peer mentors, your real friends who will tell you the truth. They are not afraid of you. That's the second level. But you see, the third level is those who look up to you. All of us have people that are looking up to us. Some of the people looking up to us are our own children. Some are younger brothers or younger sisters. Sometimes it's people within our communities. Sometimes people within schools. So when we hear mentoring, please, it's nothing complicated. I've been doing training on mentoring for a very long time, and I've come to realize mentoring is one of the simplest processes. Helping someone understand something so small or simple. What I mean by that is this. If Sadiq asks me a question, he doesn't need to say, will you be my mentor? He just asks me a question around a business. If I don't have the answer, I'll talk to my colleague. If he gives me the answer, I'll say to Sadiq, okay, this is what you are going to do. And this, we have tried this. It didn't work like this. I'm giving him a mentoring advice because mentoring is not copy and paste. Mentoring is about coming up with suggestion and experience, expertise of what I've gone through that I believe can help my mentee. So when I give you an advice, it's for you to implement it your best way. Because it's not copy and paste. Your best way that it will work for you. And yet you get the kind of result. And sometimes the result of a mentee is far better than that of a mentor. But when you meet the mentee and say, Kai, your result is powerful. You say, if not for my mentor, I forget this kind of results. Is it making sense? So when we hear mentoring, I've done mentoring for different platforms with different people. I don't say, no, I will not do it. There are so many people, but there's a level to it. There's a level to it. As I'm speaking to you right now, one of the person that bought one of my digital product on multiple streams of income for mentors, he was going through the product and he told me just on Friday that someone called him to mentor a young man, and he said to them, his mentoring fee is 300,000. just to discover on Thursday night that the person he's mentoring is a son of one of the governors. And because the young man has finished school, he's just spending the father's money. He's a new governor. So the boy will spend so well if he's not guided well. So somebody felt he should get him a mentor, and they chose him. And he said, it is my material he used somewhere, and he was explaining, and they asked him to mentor this young man. But he said he wished he put 5 million. I said, no, don't worry. Don't change the price. Put the 300,000. Give them the receipt of 5 million naira. Tell them the remaining is bonus. If you do a good job, the governor can get you to do other kind of mentoring programs. So as I'm speaking to you, the reason why I'm stretching this is because you are going to stand in as intentional mentors for a lot of young people, and even people who are older than you. Because mentoring is not age. It's not about you're older. No, there are young people guiding and helping other old people who don't know how to use the internet today. So if you ask me a question on WhatsApp, if it's not too complicated, I'll answer you. That's like a mentoring relationship. I give you guidance. But you're asking me to write an article of 32 pages of the time I don't have. What you are looking for is big trouble. You are looking for me to torment you. That's, you know? So that is when you will take it as a professional service, because you are taking a major time of someone who is already busy. But if it's just to seek guidance, give me your advice on this, sir. I don't understand this. Of course, I give you free of charge. And that's why I don't see mentoring as something so complicated. You can both at any good time. I'll be willing to give you guidance. And of course, if it's bigger than me, I connect you to Dr. Joseph.
Thank you, sir. Please share your contact, sir.
I think I dropped the contact on. It was on the screen for a long time.
we couldn't copy it then. Please.
Okay, so let me drop. But if you are sending me a message, you have to put your name and where you are sending from, so that because I do this with different people, not only in Nigeria, right?
Okay, sir. All right, sir.
I make sure that every day I clean up my WhatsApp. If it stays longer, it's 2 days. So if I don't reply you on time, don't worry, I'll still reply you. So my number is there. You already know my name. So my phone number is there, so you can chat me up. Just send me a WhatsApp chat with a question. You need clarity on this, and I'll give you straight. If not something I'll type, I'll do it on voice note and send it to you. And that we can help ourselves as I'm guiding and helping out around you. You too, you are helping somebody. That's the idea of life and community. We all helping ourselves. And the institution is supposed to bring order to all of these things. I hope this helped, Sadiq.
Yeah, a big help it was. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for your time. Instead of 1 hour, 30 minutes, I stretched it to 1 hour. Now we did almost 2 hours. I must commend each and every one of you. Thank you, Dr. Joseph and Dr. Sabiu, for your time, and every one of you on the class. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Aliu Solomon. Really appreciate you for your words of encouragement, especially to our institution and to the participants of this program. Every big thing starts small. We believe that with time we'll get there. So really appreciate you for the lecture you delivered today. In the absence of any other question, I want to share this announcement to you. Tomorrow, our class will start by 10, and the topic for tomorrow is value chain and record keeping in business modeling. So I encourage all of you to come in around 10 tomorrow morning. Thank you very much, and have a nice day.
Have a wonderful day.
How about this?
Thank you.
Bye.